Hi everyone and welcome to yet another flight on our tour of the European Union. I'm Henrik Cloudsurfer and I am in X-Plane 11 in VR on the Oculus Rift S headset, that's what I'm trying to say. And we've stood here in lovely Budapest in Hungary. We arrived here after a lovely flight, a very beautiful approach last evening. We got ATC and everything, and we have been sitting here on the tarmac over the night, and we're now in the late afternoon. It's a Saturday, and we are preparing for our next flight leg, which will take us to Slovenia. So we're going westbound, going to the capital airport of Ljubljana, the name of the capital in Slovenia. I've never been there, and it's a quite small airport. I only have charts to approach it from one runway, so that's what we're going to do. We might have a bit of tailwind, but it should be fine. As you can see, the weather is mostly cloudy, and it will just stay that way according to the latest weather report, and we might even get some thunderstorms and CB clouds as we approach Ljubljana. We have been quite lucky with the weather thus far on our European tour. I haven't seen much to any major storm centers or anything, so let's see if today is the day that will change. And also it's a sort of an anniversary, I think, or yeah, it's the 20th flight leg of this voyage, or this project. It's 3 weeks ago since we left Oslo, which is obviously not a European country. We left Oslo to enter the European Union, starting out with Germany, where we touched down in Berlin. So in 2 days, that's 3 weeks ago. So I haven't actually been in my home airspace for 3 weeks. I have followed this flight, and I have not flown anywhere else in that time. This has been all I have been doing, and will continue to do until we are home and safe again. We have been quite lucky as well with regards to technical issues. Haven't had much issues. We did have one issue. We had 2 issues. One in Lisbon, a tech issue with the yoke, none related to the sim, and we also had some failure come up during a long flight leg, but we fixed that. So other than that, we've been quite lucky actually, and I have been lucky with the ATC as well. We are moving deeper into Europe now, so hopefully we'll be finding more ATC as we go along. As I mentioned, I am in X-Plane 11, and I am flying the SIBO mod, the 737, awesome version of the 737, and we are flying the same aircraft, the Saga Viking from Scandinavian Airlines. And our call sign throughout this voyage has been and will be Scandinavian 511. As always, we do fly with failures enabled, and also remove flying surfaces when overspeeding or exceeding G-force limits of the aircraft, so we do have to fly her very carefully and realistically, otherwise we will break the aircraft. It's not good to do on that sim, I can tell you that much. So this here, I think it's freeware from some Hungarian guys, actually Hungarian simmers who have made some awesome scenery, also lots of VFR scenery for most of Hungary and Budapest, and we got to enjoy a lot of that. Oh, slow down. We got to enjoy a lot of that coming in on an evening approach last night. So let's get to the aircraft and start setting her up. Quite noisy here with all of the GPU and ASU going. Let's just shut the door. Thank you. So I have noticed on the video recording the noise isn't as high. I have turned down some of the sim sounds, so it's easier for you to hear me. But for me, trust me, it's very noisy, but it's just as it should be, realistically. So here we sit in cold and dark, so let's start out by getting some power on our lovely lady here. There we go. Get some light. We'll definitely need some light with the weather we are facing today, I think. Temperature in the cabin, yeah, it's okay actually. Perhaps even a bit chilly. There we go. So let's do some testing here, right? Bright, dim, bright, off. There we go. That's good. Just going over all the switches here. Good practice. Off. Yep. And these doesn't work in the beginning in sim, so that's quite normal. So let's just check. Yeah, the barrel is set. 10 miles. Yep. No. Test the lights. We're looking good. Looking good there as well. Reset this just in case. And we got gear down and green lights all the way. Stowed. And so the configuration warning is working. So let's get some lights on here as well. The only button I cannot reach in VR due to my yoke. There we go. And let's get some lights on here as well. So there we go. And that's working. Well, let's hope we never get any cargo fires, because this is not modeled. So we cannot put out cargo fires. So hopefully we'll not get one. So stand by and can tune Unicom, as we do not have any ATC currently. So you saw the frequencies from our arrival last night. Lovely arrival, really enjoyed that arrival. Lovely views. There we go, tuned. And go. And yep. So let's do the noisy TCAS test.
Adjust vertical speed. Adjust. Climb now. Climb
yep.
now. Climb, crossing, climb. Climb, crossing, climb. Clear of conflict.
So we have
descend.
should be watching this, but basically that, yeah.
Descend, crossing, descend.
Zero fuel weight, 55 point,
increase, climb.
so 55.4.
Increase descent. Maintain vertical speed. Maintain vertical speed. Crossing. Maintain. Monitor vertical speed. TCAS test. Pass.
Just checking to see. I'm not quite sure. My girlfriend is out on some birthday party for a colleague, so I have some time. I'm not quite sure how long I have. So it would be interesting to see, because the other flight leg coming after this one will be for Slovakia. So we could at least fuel her up in case. So let's do that. So we get 12 tons, and let's start up the FMC first. So we are in Budapest. And we are going to Ljublana, and easy to remember. Lima Juliet. And we are Scandinavian 511 as always. There we go. And we can get the departure. It's going to be 13 right, that much I remember from the flight plan. Flight level 300, we might as well just pop that in here. Good practice to do it as soon as you see it. And one other thing, just want to get this out. So we're fueled, And we are catered. So hopefully that should only remove the... Finally learned how to use the ground handling widget. So, yeah, our reserves will be... It's Vienna, and it makes sense that I reviewed it, and Trieste is closer, but it's set in the middle of the same weather, so in case we have to divert, I would rather go away from the storms, and Vienna is a good choice. So 2.7 Pusta 5B Bravo. Cannot find 5 Bravo. I have 5 Juliet. So yeah, maybe it's the left one, right? 1-3 left. So made a boo boo there. 5 Bravo, there you are. And Pusta to Dimlo. And from Dimlo direct to Valu. And that's the arrival Valu 1 Romeo. The ILS approach. From the, according to the weather report, we have the clouds as low as 1,000 feet, so, and quite a lot of weather around Ljubljana, so we need to account for that. So let's have a look at the route here. That looks good, so we can activate that. Go to the performance, 0 fuel weight, and 2.6 was it? We do have plenty of fuel, so just for good order. 2.7 actually. And 300, and we'll need the winds. So decent flight today, about just under an hour, so it's perfect. That's what we like, right? Not too boring, not too much cruising. So 18342. And the ESA +2. Activate that. And we have 17 degrees outside, so a bit chillier today actually. And let's do a 4K. Could do 22, but I don't have the performance tool here, so just guesstimated. We have plenty of runway as well, so 140, 141, 149. So we can insert 149 here. There we go. And our trim is 5.25 units D-stab. Now we get that. I have this art box. If anybody has a solution for it, I cannot find. I have not found any keys on the yoke to the reverse thrust. But for some reason, the first time after restarting the sim, the first time I touch the yoke, any button, anything on the yoke, the reversers activate. But it only happens the first time. After that, nothing happens. So let's just see what happens when I try to use the trim wheel here. Oh! Now it doesn't... that's very odd. Maybe it fixed itself, I don't know. Pleasant surprise. Just explained it and then nothing happens, right? Typical. Anyway, we'll do a flaps 30 approach. We'll obviously be reviewing this as we get closer and setting up our approach. So let's do a tour of our route. So 10 miles, we can start by that. Oh, let's put it to 5. So a slight left turn and we swing around Budapest basically. Top of descent, Valu. Oops. So basically just a slight left turn, long approach. So looks good. I'm happy with that. Only thing that might occur during this flight is, there you go, just southwest Slovenia, not far from the Adriatic Sea. Yeah, so I'm happy with that. And we can put you on the flight legs. Let's get the QNH. Yeah, that's also tune this.
Lima Hotel Bravo Papa Airport information Echo 1330 Zulu weather
boarding.
wind 014 at 4 visibility 10,000 sky condition few clouds at 3,800 ceiling 1,000 broken temperature 17 dew point 17 QNH 1016 advice on initial contact you have information Echo
1016, so set that on
Lima
standby. There we go. 016 is set. So let's get some charts out here. HB and Papa. There we go. So we are set at 495 feet. So we'll need 1095. So I'll just activate my virtual reality mouse here. Yeah, so very happy that I got all of that that ATC last night, and I know that if he's watching, the guy who usually does the Balkan ATC in and out, I've spoken to him a few times. You probably don't know who I am, but I have used his services numerous times, and it's really awesome. He keeps the Balkans alive pretty much by himself, and he's quite active on that sim as a controller as well. So if you're pilot flying, do go to Balkan now and then, and go to lovely Split or somewhere to Dubrovnik perhaps. Give him some traffic. He's a really cool guy, and nice to have some ATC and some life going on in the Balkans. Yeah, so glad that I had the chance to use his services during this tour. Was fearful that we'd miss him, but he just came in as we were leaving Split, so that's nice. So this one here is proving quite tricky, so we can do it manually, the rest. Yeah, so we need to 1495, not 595. There we go. Set. That's our MFR rate, where we will accelerate in case of engine failure. So now the passengers are off the bus and they are in the aircraft now. So let's get the charts out here. Start with the airport. Here we are, and the runway heading for 13 left is 128, and we have the 1 degree discrepancy in X-plane, which means that in X-plane the heading is actually 127, so we will use that for sake of good order. So here we are parked, not far to go, so we need to push back facing northeast, and we'll go on the uniform here onto Mike, and then Alpha, and then Bravo to Bravo 5 and take off. And departure, we were going on the 5 Bravo, Pusta 5 Bravo, there you are. So yeah, we'll turn slightly left to 115, set that here, once we climb, and then we'll turn towards Pusta. There's not much we can tune here either. Initial climb clearance is 7,000, so we'll just pop that in there. MSA rate 36. Climb on 115 track to Bravo Papa 714 direct to, yeah, so just R&F points. So we can put in Pusta at 242. just to have something after our turn. So in case we lose the FMC, we lose our nav points, we can actually, and it will not be completely correct, but after this point here, don't really have any distances to go with it, but we can basically wing it and turn directly. So we could do something like this. If we lose the FMC, we could turn around, but obviously if we lose anything, we will have to vector ourselves, and we do have this mast over here. We can actually see it over there at 2119, but we should be just fine. Now coming into Ljubljana, we do have significantly more terrain. It's basically in the valley. It sits on the eastern fringes of the Alps. I don't know if it's called the Alps there, or if it's named the Dolomites like in Italy, but we do have some terrain there. That's also why we only have one entry into the airport. Quite interesting. I have not gone there, so it shall be quite interesting to see. So we have that set. That's set, so we can just pop this on. And I want you down there, and I want you around here. That's good. So we can ask these guys to bugger off, and we can close our doors. Yeah, so that's our taxi and departure briefing done. So what we'll do is get the APU going. The auto can come on. Window heat can also come on. Actually cleared now. That's not right. Definitely something's wrong. I do know that I have heard that the VATSIM weather has been acting up these past couple of days. Well, I'll show you the weather map shortly, just need to complete this here. So that's set. We'll set that later on. Get you on here. So yep, so let's just run through the pre-flight. Oxygen is tested 100%. Nav transfer and display switches is auto and normal and auto, sorry. Window heat is on. Pressurization mode selector is set to auto. Flight instruments heading 307, and for 8307, correct. Parking brake is set. Engine start levers are cut off. Before start checklist, flight deck doors are closed and locked. Fuel, we have 11.9 tons on board, and we have 5.5 tons required, 11.9 tons on board. Got 6 pumps on. Passenger sides are on, windows are locked. MCP, we have 149, 127, and 7000 set. Our V-speeds, we have 140, 141, 149. Pre-flight completed, rudder and alien trim 3 and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing completed, and anti-collision lights can now come on. Here we go. Put the APU on the bus. There we go. So we can we can request the pushback.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
Yeah, you're definitely not from around here. So we can hide these, and let's get our windows out so we can review any traffic, any ATC, anything that we need to know of, and keep ourselves informed. I used the lovely Move VR application here. You couldn't really fly anything without it, at least not in on VATSIM. So yeah, it looks quite dead, yet it is around 4 or 5 o'clock-ish, depending on the time zone in Europe, on a Saturday afternoon, so actually a bit dead for that time period.
Alright, looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
It does actually look like we have ATC here. We have Budapest approach, so 122.97, we'll just tune him. That you should be having some 80s here. So if we zoom in a little bit, 80s at 132.37, so that's the one we just removed.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Toes connected, bypass pins inserted. Go and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
We'll just wait a bit.
Cloud at 11,000 feet. Temperature 17. Dew point 17. QNH 101606. On first contact with Budapest Tower or Budapest approach, notify receipt of Victor. Budapest information Victor. Observation at 1330, ILS 13 right. Departures runway 13 left. Transition level 100, wind 020 degrees 4 knots. Variable between 320 and 06.
Okay, so just need to get our information up here, and then we'll contact this guy. Brain freeze. Budapest approach, very good afternoon, Scandinavian 511. We are sitting at stand 222. We have information Victor, and we are kindly asking for clearance for Ljubljana. We are Boeing 737-800 and are expecting departure from runway 13 left via the Pusta 5 Bravo departure. So not in perfect order, but I think we got most of it in there.
Hello, 511 Budapest approach, good afternoon. Information Victor is correct. Please have destination Ljublana 5 via Pusta 5 Bravo departure route from runway 13 left. Initial climb 7,000 feet by QNH 1016. Your stroke is 2641.
Cleared for Ljubljana, squawk 2641 for Scandinavian 511, and could we also be cleared for push and start?
And 511, start and push approved, expected taxiway to Hotel 1, call for taxi.
Push and start approved for Scandinavian 511. So I didn't get it. I think he gave us a taxi clearance there, but we'll just reconfirm it once we get started. So we are ready for the taxi, or the push and start, sorry. So we have the tow connected, and we have anti-collision lights on. So we are good to push and start, I guess. Awesome, we got that that ATC there.
Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
Okay, I'll start them carefully. Starting in sequence 2 and 1, starting number 2. Only thing I kind of heard him saying was something about Alpha 1, I think. But that's all the way over here, so we'll definitely need the uniform and then Alpha 4. Yeah, lovely scenery. Only issue is the crazy Hungarian ground handling team drivers. They are insane with the look at him. I have nothing better to do than to do race rounds in the trucks here. Oh, I forgot the fuel, sorry. Too busy looking at that insane driving there. Start a cutout. Let's start number 1. EGT is falling back nicely.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
Let me just get my trusty butt kicker moving. And we'll set the parking brake. And get some fuel in.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
I think that's good enough. I can hear some, or feel some rumbling of the engine starting up, so that's good. Start a cutout and now. And EGT is pulling back, looking good. So what we can do is put it on the bus, lest we forget. Set and full forward, full back, full left, center, right and left, looking good. Blank that out. Flaps 5, please. Go flaps 5. Check the recall, looking good. And let's just turn on the weather and terrain as well. And you can go here. So before we go taxiing, I just wanted to review the weather. It's actually what I wanted to show you. Get it up here. So here we are in yeah, there's definitely something wrong with the weather. So we have Budapest here, and currently we're sitting in precipitation. There we go. So we've definitely got some weather here, and it doesn't get any better once you get closer to Ljublana here. So if we remove just the clouds and put in rain and thunder, Budapest is sitting in the middle, smack in the middle of some weather right now, and the same as Ljublana. So yeah, let's just disconnect real-time weather. So yeah, don't know what's up with that. Not much we can do about it though. So seems like it froze up. That's the sun. There we go. Oh. Okay, so it update. I'm not quite sure what happened now. Let's go clouds. Yeah, it actually shows Budapest
And
clear
we're
now.
disconnected. Signal and pin on the left. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
Thank you. And let's get this one out again. Before taxi checklist. Generators on, propane on, anti-ice off, isolation valve is auto, engine start switches are continuous, auto brake is RTO, engine start levers idle detent, flight controls are checked and ground equipment is clear. Budapest approach, Scandinavian 501, request taxi.
Scandinavian 501, taxi to holding point runway 13 left kilo via Hotel 1 and Alpha 4.
Taxi holding point, runway 13 left via Hotel and holding point Kilo, Scandinavian 501. So I can't find hotel. Let's just get a better map out
I
here.
had viewed the taxiway Hotel 1. Its old name is Tango 7 North, and after right to the Alpha 4 to the holding point Kilo.
I will just review our maps here and to confirm, and we'll be back. Scandinavian 5-1. Yes.
Scandinavian 5-1, just for info, and the first taxiway turn to the left, and after immediately right, and just ahead to the holding point Kilo.
First exit on our left, and then right on Bravo, and then to holding point Kilo for Scandinavian 5-1. Okay.
Totally correct, thank you.
Okay, so we'll just do what he said. Let's get going. So yeah, sometimes the maps can be a bit off from what we what they see and what we see. But it is annoying that we don't have apron 2. Here we go. We are basically here in 2-2, so we'll take Hotel 1, Alpha 4, Alpha 5 to Kilo. Yeah. So if you, this is a classic on VATSIM probably, but scare some people that you get some. First of all, there's a sound codec coming out that should clear out a lot of the issues with the sound quality, but of course VATSIM cannot control people's headsets. Only encourage people to check their sound volumes and sound in the headset regularly using online tools, just to make sure how. Good thing to record yourself and just to replay it back to hear how you actually sound. So another thing is don't be afraid to, if you're really new, then lay out the cards. We are inform the control that you are new to VATSIM, and they will accommodate you, no doubt. And you can get it in text as well on the client here in Swift. I do probably have a text from him now, but I didn't bother to check it. But just tell them that we have some issues with the maps or something like that, like I did now. Just to make sure that you don't, because if I just start, I shouldn't be saying this because I do have a tendency to do that. But if you just start taxiing, especially in a busy airport, you can really just, that's when the controllers can be annoyed, right? So, or if you really make some obvious stupid mistakes, like not preparing yourself properly. Look at that control tower, that's unique. So they actually did a really good job with the scenery in general, all of Hungary, so you can just recommend that you give Hungary a go. Go take a flight here. It's a nice scenery, and I had a really lovely, if you didn't watch the video in here, our flightleg 19, you should watch that, and especially the approach and coming into Hungary was really something really beautiful here. Okay, so Kilo is coming over there. I think we're the only traffic here for now. Budapest approach Scandinavian 511 at holding point Kilo, ready for departure.
Scandinavian 511, runway 13 left, line of entry for takeoff is 020 degrees forward. Report on airborne.
Line up and wait and cleared for takeoff, runway 13 left, Scandinavian 501, and will comply. So really just not doing things in order today for some odd reason, but it's okay. I don't really think he minds. I'm just happy I got the A to C. So.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
So what I'll do, because we'll get just remember to set this back, just turn down the engines just a notch, just to hear him as we are airborne. He might give us a clearance to, he'll actually clear us to another flight level, and he will, I'm not sure, but there's a probability he'll give us a shortcut even. So we'll just leave the noise from the engines down a bit. I have turned up, I need to check it again because it has a tendency to turn itself down. But I have turned up the volume in the Swift
approaching line. 13 left.
Yeah, so we're actually taking off a bit short. I should have done a performance check here, but hopefully we'll be fine.
On runway 13 left.
Clear
Looking
of
at
conflict.
127. That'll do us nicely. So let's get a departure chart. Start the timer. Stand her to 40-ish. And set takeoff thrust. So it's annoying not being able to hear your engines properly. I have problems with that word. Because it tells you something, gives you a sort of a feeling of how the aircraft is performing without having to look at the thrust levers. That's 80 knots. Downhill runway here. Looking at 140. I can see the end of the runway. It's going to be interesting. 30, so 10 more knots and we'll go. Rotating.
Positive rate.
And gear up. And soon enough we'll start turning.
400.
Then we'll turn to 115. Bit too much. Flaps 1. Budapest approach, Scandinavian 501, we are airborne.
501 approach with the contact line flight level 180, or Sydney.
Climb flight level 180, Scandinavian 501. So we'll buck you up.
Scanner 501, proceed direct Dimlo, Delta India Mike Lima Costa.
Proceed direct Dimlo, Scandinavian 511. So we will turn now. And we can take our flaps up and it will turn for Dimlo. And we'll go VNAV and LNAV. And takeoff checklist, we should have done that, but we have the most important thing, and that's the flaps up, so we do not flap over speed, which is why you do the after takeoff checklist before you do anything VNAV related. Only thing you can do is bug up. So Command A, and we'll do the checklist after we have bugged up to flight level 180. And Dimlo is at 248. So good to be on top of the heading in case get some failures, obviously on the navigation, or you get a vectors. You don't want to be like 100 degrees off and then having to reset it up before doing the left or right turn. So that's 7,000. We can release. And Entry please on, packs auto, landing gear up and off, flaps up, no lights. After takeoff checklist completed. No. And there's the airport. 13 right and 13 left, and the control tower, so we taxied out there. And yeah, and here's Budapest. You can just make it out down there. So, I'm quite happy with that departure actually. If you think that flying departures manually and doing everything by the book is easy by yourself, then you're welcome to go and do it yourself. So there's 10,000. We can set standard and do that. Pressurizing nicely. Lights can come off. Yeah. And he will no doubt put us over to Unicom in a short while. So there's actually even some weather showing up now. So let's just do that. So we're still in this area, but he will no doubt turn us over shortly. Let's get Ljublana going. So where are we? Ljublana. Here we go. QNH is currently 1015. So we'll put that on. Climb flight level 300, Scandinavian 501. So that's our cruise level. Thank you, whoever are controlling. I will not look up your name and flash it over the YouTube, but thank you for the control. That's awesome. I love controllers, the best. Yeah, you can see we most likely will see some weather, but I don't really like the. Don't know if it's actually that this clear. I haven't checked that. But before I logged on and started this flight, I did check the weather charts, and it showed to be cloudy all the way, but even high clouds as well. So a bit varied that will sort of cheat ourselves out of this weathery area here, so we'll just update this again. It was just weird. Maybe it's due to the sun has burned. Yeah, so it is actually shown clear here, but we will get weather further south, no doubt. Rain and thunder. So it has dissipated enormously as to where we saw just a few moments ago, so maybe it ain't that bad actually. There's some reminiscences out here, far away. So we can, I think we'll just start to prepare on our approach, and then hopefully we will have time for a little seance where we learn something about Slovenia. So Lima Juliet. Oh. There we go. So Ljubljana is at 1272 feet, so we'll need to put in 1003 here. Is set. That's the landing altitude. And we'll go on runway 30. So you can see 112. You can land on it, but it's without ILS, no approach charge, and no arrival plates for that runway. and having clouds down at 1,000 feet according to the earlier method that I took, it's not something that you want to do. So we'll accept slight tailwind even here at runway 30. The course there is 303, so we'll just pop that in here. 303, and frequency is 1105, so that's actually tuned, so we'll just pop that back, keep it on here, and let's get the arrival. Let's release the passengers. Let's make a PA. Ladies and gentlemen, very welcome on board this Scandinavian flight today from Budapest to Ljubljana in Slovenia. We hope you are settled in nicely and enjoying your flight thus far. We would like to thank you for flying with Scandinavian Airways today. We expect to start our approach into Ljubljana in approximately 20 minutes time. So we do expect a calm flight today, no real weather on the radar here. We'll be cruising at 30,000 feet, and hopefully that will give us some good views of the country beneath us. I would like to remind you that this is our 20th flight leg on this European tour. I would like to thank you for flying with Scandinavian today. If you have any questions regarding the flight, please contact the cabin crew and they will be glad to help you. This is the captain, and wish you a pleasant flight onwards and a pleasant day onwards. So thank you and bye bye. There we go. Yeah, so we're going on Valu on Romeo. There we go. So there's the weather. You can see it now coming in the front. Nothing on the radar though. So coming in on Valu here. Let's get the approach. Let's runway 30, so we'll not do the Cat 3 for now. Would like to get the weather up again here. Yeah, so approach hasn't handed us over. We'll leave him tuned for now, and then we'll tune the Unicom later on. There's no real traffic, I think, around us. Nothing as of now. We have just left this airspace. We are actually straight as Lake Balaton, the great inland sea of Hungary. We did see it yesterday.
You are leaving my airspace on part 80. Please left and change to Unicom 1 to 8. Gonna start the landing the
Minus Unicom 122.8, and thank you for service. Bye bye. So, that's the handover. Okay, we're looking at the weather. So here we have the latest meta for Ljubljana. Wind 150, so we do have a tailwind of 6 knots. We need to account for that. But it's varying, so yeah. Clouds are scattered at 1,000 feet. We have cumulus in the vicinity, and we have broken clouds at 4,000. And the QNH is 1015. So, just look at the minimum here. So it is 1391. So we'll do it with the VIA mouse here. And that's 13.
Thousand to go.
Check. What should do this? Stow this. So yeah, there's some weather over here. And so active sky and the weather were online and working fine, and actually in accordance to the weather maps. And it's just me. Maybe I got a delayed weather map or something. I don't know what happened, but it's looking good. So there's our cruise. Looking good. So Ljubljana is at 117.2. Assume that. Not captured it yet. And 110.5, 110.5, and that's set. And the heading, yeah. So there's no issues with 67 nautical miles to top of descent, so we'll need to speed this up. Yeah, so basically we'll come in here from Valu and on to Basta, Mipro, and then Basta. There's Valu. Lots of RNAV points in Mipro. An RNAV point in Basta. 4,000. 200, 4,000 at Basta. Let's just check that. Yeah, that's correct. And at Basta we're here at 4,000, and then LOM and MM. So no points from Basta to them, but that's okay. Yeah, so that's good. Transition level, oh sorry, transition altitude 10,005. So let's just and we can also put in the. We'll see if I will have the time to insert our altitudes. So we are looking at 100 miles for yeah. So yeah, we'll take that descent. Fix going at runway 30, right? Yep. Always nice to check just in case. And we'll do 5-mile ring and a usual 10-mile ring for visual reference. So there we go. And we have we have our minima set, and we have let's get our weights. So expected to arrive with 9.5 tons. So that's 64.9. $64.9. Set. Let's just quickly learn something about our destination, and I'll keep a close eye on our descent here. 45 miles to go. So we're going to Slovenia. Here's the flag, white, blue and red with some logo in it. So it's nestled in here between Austria and Croatia. Just have does actually have some coastline here, by the looks of it. Slovenia, a country in Central Europe, is known for its mountains, ski resorts and lakes. On Lake Bled, a glacial lake fed by hot springs, the town of Bled contains a church-topped island and a cliffside medieval castle. In Ljubljana, Slovenia's capital, Baroque facades mixed with the 20th century architecture of native Jose Plenic, I cannot pronounce that, whose iconic Thromostovia spans the tightly curving Ljubljana River. Capital is Ljubljana, the president is something currency is euro, home to around 2.1 million people. And Slovenia has 24 miles of coast on the Adriatic Sea, It neighbors 4 countries, Italy, Austria, Hungary and Croatia. Slovenia occupies an area about the size of the state of Massachusetts. It is largely a mountainous republic, and almost half of the land is forested, with hilly plains spread across the central eastern regions. Mount Triglav is the highest peak and rises 9,393 feet, that's around 3 kilometers. Slovenia is a very interesting and diverse country, as it is the only one in Europe that combines the Alps, the Mediterranean and the Pannonian Plain and the karst. The largest lake in Slovenia is Lake Bohinj. Slovenia is home to as many as 260 waterfalls, out of which Boka is the highest one. Pučuj, the oldest town of Slovenia, was built on Roman foundations and claims the distinct of being a museum town. Over 56% of Slovenian territory is covered in woods, which places Slovenia among the 3 most wooded countries in Europe. It's interesting that in Slovenia, unlike many other countries, wooded area increasingly spreads out. Okay, so let's here they must have a national anthem called A Toast. Yeah. So we'll leave it at that and get this one up. So I am trying frantically, so I'll just put this down just in case we hit the top of the descent before I get done. So we'll get quite a bit of workload here, and 204.14. This gives VNAV something to work with. Okay, so coming up on dim low and closing in on our top of descent, and we will set that down to 150. So see if there's anything else we can do here. So the missed approach, we will turn almost immediately straight ahead, then turn left on heading 380. Let's get that in there just in case. But it should be in the FMC as well. There we go. Okay, so we have the minima set, we have our VREF, flaps 30, 148. I want the airport as well. Sorry. This freeway scenery, I haven't actually been to that, so it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully nothing is corrupted there and everything is working. So we have a good long runway, and we can take Foxtrot or Golf. Doesn't really matter, so a bit of lag here as we're turning. That was the weather redrawing, was the cause of that lag. So we'll do an auto brake too, expecting a wet runway as well. So we're quite heavy, so I expect us to vacate at Golf. And as earlier briefed, we'll come in on the value just straight ahead onto Mipro, then Basta, and hopefully capture the localizer, so I get also traffic coming into view there. So we haven't captured Ljubljana actually. 117.2, that's correct. I don't know why it hasn't captured it yet. We are closing into Ljubljana, that's for sure. 86 track miles to go. Top of descent coming up here. So a bit late descent, but VNAV has its reasons and to keep our speed up, no doubt. And if the weather, so there's Ljubljana. Do have two aircraft in front of us. Let's take a look at these two guys sitting at 350. It's going to Antalya. And another guy here. Yeah, so a couple of bodies following each other, I guess. But nothing really going on in Ljubljana, and I'm the only arrival from what I can see. So yeah, here comes the descent. Expect a little bit of turbulence actually, so did lie to the passengers there. Just have that ready just to confirm the QNH there. Quite a dense cloud layer by the looks of it, quite high as well. So of course watch our tap and put on any heat that might be required. And we've been flying for just 25 minutes, so it's a bit shorter than expected actually, this flight. Fuel expectancy now 9.7. So that's 66.1 actually, from what I can gather. Sorry, 64, 65.1. Just overspeeding a little bit, but it's fine for now. Coming up on 300, a little bit of a lag, I guess. We are going into some dense weather, and on top of that we are going into quite mountainous area and some freeway scenery that I have no idea how much. So we do have some weather there just by the airport. We'll get a better view of it once we get closer. Isn't that much, but it is there, so we'll just keep it, keep an eye on it. The worst thing that could happen is that we get at around 10,000, get the weather updating and places us inside the weather cell. Haven't had that yet, but I suspect that it's something that could happen. There's the terrain coming in. .2 now. Yeah, the high speed is due to the late top of descent there, so we could have started the descent a little bit earlier. So VNAV is pitching down a little bit too much in order to stand the profile that it has made for itself, so we'll just allow it to overspeed. For now it's okay, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. 9.8 now. No traffic. Let's just see if we can get same. Pretty much the same. But I do expect us to sink into the clouds and stay in clouds for quite a while. So we are at TAT 3. But you have to keep an eye out inside those clouds. The temperature can actually drop, and you could even have colder layers further down. So let's drop us down to 5. Here we go. Missed approach altitude is 6,000. A better zooming here. Does look like the weather is staying just north of the airport, so hopefully it will stay there. It's a good thing we aren't coming around to land. That would have put us in that weather, I think. Speed is 300. You have a decel point later on, so hopefully that will help us with the speed. We'll leave it as is for now. Get a view on that, so that's the most important part. So let's prepare our cabin crew, shall we? Nice and early due to possible turbulence. And our transition altitude is 10,005, so we're soon going on local QNH. Let's just see if we can get
Lima, Juliet, Mike, Bravo, airport.
Nope, not the one we want. But it has stayed at 1015 for a while, so I do expect that's what's current here as well. So there's the clouds. TAT 11. And we'll do our descent checklist now. So pressurization, landing altitude is set. Recall is checked. Auto brake is set to 2. Landing data, we have speed of 148, and we'll stay at that due to tailwind, so no, we'll not plus it up. And minimums are set 1391, and approach briefing is completed. So should be able to no. Can't fiddle with our speed, so but we will so actually we have our so just wing it. Look at those clouds, those are massive. So there we go in the clouds, TAT 11. Just on the border here of what I am happy with. This being a storm cloud. So we monitor the TAT very closely now. And our speed, so there's our speed going down. It's looking okay for now. Coming out of that cloud layer. TAT 12. So let's tune the ILS. It was captured, so the localizer. From the looks of it, it's hard to see. I think the runway itself is just on the edges of the weather, so it should be fine. Just about. Mind you, on VATSIM and with Active Sky, even the green blobs have actually crashed me once. And the reason for that was I was climbing out of Geneva at one time, and at around 20,000-ish feet, just lost the airspeed basically, and total loss of lift on the aircraft, so you become a rock. And there's no getting out of that, so you just hurl to the ground, hurling around. And what happened was I had anti-ice on, but only as per the guidelines, the engine anti-ice, but X-plane is a bit finicky with the wing anti-ice, so it gives you quite heavy wing anti-ice. So I didn't have the wing anti-ice on, just the engine anti-ice, which you would have, not wing anti-ice in those conditions. And just maybe 20 seconds in the green blob, light green blob, and then it was all said and done. So from that day on, I learned my lesson to keep a wing anti-ice on in X-plane, and you should do the same. So we're at TAT 15, so it is rising, looking more and more stable now, and I can see the runway here, so we are clear of weather on the... So that's good. And here's I believe these are the clouds that we're going to stay in. So we'll play us down. So 2000 should do us nicely. Speed is good, so Pro. At 16, and I'm seated as I want, so that's good. Let's see if we can get
Lima Juliet, airport information, Kilo 1443, Zulu, weather, wind 115, at 4, visibility 10,000, sky condition, few clouds at 1,700, 2,900, scattered, ceiling 8,400, broken, temperature 17, dew point 14, QNH 1016, advise on initial contact, you have information, Kilo.
Okay, so that's 1016, so we'll just set that.
Lima.
Asking for drag. We can give flaps 2, and then we'll stay on the speed brake now. Let's arm the approach. I don't want a cheat peak of the area. I want clouds, thank you. We'll just give it a bit of speed brake here, just bring us down. Could use the gear.
2500.
Approach is armed and both are tuned. Soon enough we'll get out flaps 5. Flaps 5. Speed's checked and restore the speed brake. And it's up to 6. So missed approach altitude. Glide slope is alive, so that's all looking good. So let's imagine we are cleared. That is 19, and cabin crew, please be seated for landing. On this, so let's get the gear down. Flaps 15. 65.4 is our weight as of now. There's the cloud layer just coming out of it, actually sitting a little bit higher than I thought. Still no visual on the runway though. Okay, so we can set our final approach speed and go flaps 30. And as the runway, let's do the landing checklist. Engine start switch is continuous, speed brake is on, landing at down 3 green, and flaps 30, green lights clear to land. Looking good, and there's the Alps. So the reason why we couldn't go in this way. And we're looking for Gulf exit. There's some terrain here as well, so you can't go too shallow in here. And we do have a bit of a tailwind, so we'll
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
And disconnect. And I am in control. Trying not to get too low.
Approaching 30.
Bit low and not correcting.
Light slow. Light slow.
Correcting.
Light slow. Light slow.
300.
Light slow.
I don't know, I am actually on the glide slope, so I don't know why he's complaining that much.
200.
Just disregard that, so.
100.
Minimums. Tad low, but it's okay. Landing.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Reverses. And manual braking, auto brake disconnect. There's Gulf. Cancel reverses.
5,000 feet remaining.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ljubljana. The airport looks good from here. Welcome to lovely Ljubljana. Look at that. Ah, those mountains, I love those. It's all really awesome looking in those clouds, misty mountains. But yeah, quite a flight, and I really enjoyed this flight actually. Bad we didn't have any ATC in here, but you can't get it all, so let's just get oriented here. Okay, so it looks like this is the main terminal, right? There's some hangars, maintenance. So look at the grass as well. Lovely airport, this one. Lovely. That's freeware, people. This could be payware. Even the writing looks perfect, spot on. I think we'll just take this escape right here. Stand 4. Just nicely. Looks like we have gate guidance and the works. So we'll play along. We'll, kill number 2. Kill the static. Look at that airport, it's insanely good. For a freeway airport, that is. There's gate guidance, different type of guidance than we're used to, but it works. Very good gate guidance this here. 5, 4. Stop. Perfect. Set the parking brake. Didn't start the APU, so we will just set the chucks and connect the GPU. Kill the engines. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Slovenia, Ljubljana Airport. actually based a little bit north of Ljubljana city itself. So yeah, cabin crew, please disarm doors and we'll do it properly. Cabin crew, please disarm doors and slides. There we go. And let's kill the fuel pumps as well. There's the gate coming in. Don't scratch up my aircraft. Perfect. Awesome airport. I really like this airport. Surprised I didn't actually have too high expectations of this airport. Okay. And I'm sorry, I don't really know who made it. If it's TDG, all you need to do to find this airport is I can tell you that much. Go and Google Ljubljana and Explain 11, and it's the first download link you get. You'll get this one. So yeah, nice. And you're off. And we did that flight in just under about 40 minutes, I guess, of total time in the air. Had a lovely flight, short flight. The weather wasn't as bad as expected. The touchdown, as always, from my perspective, it felt a bit hard. We were constantly sitting a bit low. It has been a tendency of mine as of late. And I could give you all sorts of excuses, but I won't. Just need to adjust my aim, I guess. But from my perspective, I look good. So why we get that glide slope warning, and I don't know, when we didn't touch down too early either. We were well within the boundary here. So yeah. So we'll just run over the switches real quick here. I will do a check up to see if we have time to do one more sector into Slovakia, or if we'll be sitting here for the rest of the day. So that's all good, and we can terminate the flight leg, and we can even ask for some see here, use our trusty widget here. Don't need fuel, we have 9 tons, we have plenty of fuel. So you can drive up, close this one, and let's check our landing rate first. Good old project fly. That wasn't as hard as I felt. 194, that's perfect for us. So, and we are at stand in lovely Ljubljana, so we'll complete this flight. Boom. Here's our flight, straight line basically over from Budapest, turning around over the Balaton Lake into Slovenia and into landing here. Straight, nothing special and straightforward. So let's shut this down and go outside and have a look at our parking with this new gate guidance here. There we go. Yeah, that's approved. I'll take that. Looks really good. We are in the black and the yellow, so that's a slam dunk for me. quite happy with everything around this flight. Really awesome scenery here. So you can definitely see that they have put some time into this. And of course we have the lovely mountains as well. Let's go here, grasses and everything. Look at those, the Alps here. Some of them is hidden in the clouds over there. Very beautiful. So yeah, not much more to say. I hope you enjoyed this short flight into Slovenia, Ljubljana Airport. At least I enjoyed it very much so, and surprised with the quality of the scenery. If you liked this video, please do subscribe and give it a thumbs up. It's a like, so it really helps the channel. And if you have the possibility, of course, share the video with friends and like-minded people to promote the hobby. So I hope to see you in the next video, where we'll be going to Slovakia on our flight leg number 21. Until then, keep the blue side up and be safe. Bye bye.